Part of this piece is meant to show how little pre-draft meetings mean to the Saints. There are a lot of those going on right now and they lead to a lot of unwarranted speculation. We'll cover that in a separate piece. Tomasi Laulile is an interesting story. He got to BYU and from there to the Saints based purely on potential. For now, he's been camped out on the Saints practice squad for the past year and, in January, the team signed him to a reserves futures contract for the upcoming season. The interesting part about Laulile's story is that he only played 2 years of football in high school. His size, though, and explosive physicality, made him stand out enough in Thousand Oaks, California to attract the attention of recruiters from BYU. Something strange you'll find if looking at a lot of different bios and write-ups on Laulile is that his size is never consistent. He's somewhere between 6'2" and 6'4" and 285 to 305 pounds. The measurements at the NFL Scouting Combine are very precise, so we'll go with those. They say 6'4" and 301 pounds. It's just odd that some publications would say he was smaller. And that's the draw for Tomasi Laulile, the size and what he does with it. At that size, at Brigham Young's Pro Day, Laulile ran a 40 with times that ranged from 4.77 to 4.83 seconds and did 21 reps of 225 on the bench press. But there are plenty of red flags on this kid. He was suspended for a game during his sophomore year for an on-field fight, only played 8 games as a junior in 2016 and was suspended the entire 2017 season for academic reasons. With limited high school experience and having only played 21 games in his college career before the 2018 NFL Draft. Despite these concerns, he elected to come out early anyway. Laulile ended up going undrafted though. The Saints did have a visit with him prior to the draft and there was considerable interest, and you can see why. There's obviously an abundance of natural ability. He's an extremely gifted young man athletically. The lack of football experience along with some evidence there might be questions of maturity can kill your draft chances though. Laulile saw no action in his freshman season, saw limited action in his 2014 sophomore year, and wasn't full-time during his junior year in 2015 or his redshirt junior season in 2016. But he still turned in 3 sacks in each of those last 2 seasons. That gives hope that there is talent and discipline that can be refined and focused to the point of making Laulile a total prospect here. Maybe he's a special project for defensive line coach Ryan Nielsen. After going undrafted in 2018, the Colts signed Laulile as an undrafted rookie free agent but let him go at final cuts last year. The Saints picked him up and placed him on their practice squad on Sep. 27 and he remained there all year. They then signed him to a reserve futures deal at the conclusion of the 2018 season. With the problems the Saints have been having with injuries on the defensive interior, Laulile is apparently not ready for prime time. Because when a call-up came last year, it went to fellow undrafted rookie Taylor Stallworth. And Stallworth has a good chance to stick on the starting roster based on what he did last year. So Laulile is still a work in progress, a project. The 2019 season will be his chance, maybe his last in New Orleans, to show that he's got enough to either get on the field or to at least be improved enough to stay on the practice squad. He'll need to show a lot through training camp and in preseason. But with the issues the Saints have had on that part of the roster, if there were a best time for a kid like Laulile to make some noise, this may be it. One of the most interesting points to be made about Laulile is in the discussion about pre-draft visits. Do they mean anything? In 2018, only one ended up being drafted by the Saints, and that was Wisconsin safety Natrell Jamerson, who was cut and now plays with the Packers. Laulile was one of the visits, but we can't determine whether that meeting was formal or informal. But out of the players currently with the Saints from that 2018 class, only Tomasi Laulile is with the team. On the other hand, with the 2017 NFL draft group, the first 4 Saints drafted had met with the team in some capacity prior to the draft. Next, Saints 2019 NFL Draft, Mock Draft 3.0, with Bridgewater back. Laulile will be fun to watch through training camp and preseason this year. From all we've heard about Ryan Nielsen as a coach, if he can't get what's needed out of Tomasi Laulile, it's doubtful if he'll have any chance in the NFL.